Hey, hey, you. Yeah, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. Sit your big juicy ass down and let's have a little bit of a talk. Hey guys, it's Vash, and yesterday we had our Resident Evil Showcase, showing off Resident Evil Requiem, and I live streamed it. So thank you to the people that came and hung out with me. It was a lot of fun, but I wanted to make a video about it where we watch it together and we analyze the trailer. We look at things, we point things out, we get some theories, we get some stuff that we think is going on, stuff like that. Have a fun little conversation. I enjoy it. I think it's fun. I like seeing what you guys have to say sometimes. Um, but yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch the trailer together. I'm gonna pause it and maybe point some stuff out, just like the other video, and we're just gonna, hang out. I'll put in the description a link to the video and the official Resident Evil YouTube channel. So if you want to watch it without me talking over it, then sure. But here we go. Let's see what we got.
In this showcase, we'll go over the latest information on Resident Evil Requiem, which will release next month on February 27.
Man, they got Leon looking old. I know
Requiem,
he's old, but goddamn.
which will release next month on February
It don't matter.
27. Let's take a look at some of the gameplay.
Oh, Leon is back. Okay.
はい、出ないとは言ってないですね。
Never said he wasn't going to show up.
いや、言ってないです。
I mean, the moment you mentioned him,
まあ
we all
実
knew he was
際
coming.
あの時も話しましたけど、
We all
レ
knew
オ
it.
ンでもうバチバチのホラーのステージをテストしてみたんですけど、やっぱりこんなレオンあんま見たくなくないっていう意見が大半だったっていうのは事実としてあります、ね。
They didn't want to see a timid Leon, I guess.
今回グレイスとレオンで全然違うゲームになってます。グレイスの方はその RE2 ですとかバイオ7もそうですね。ホラーに特化したゲーム体験になってまして、レオンの方はというとバイオ4に代表されるような緊張感がすごい高い。
He kicked the hell out of him. Okay, so he's saying that like Grace's game and Leon's gameplay, he was saying they feel like two separate video games put together, and I respect that they're trying to appeal to both Resident Evil fans because I don't know if a lot of you guys know. I'm sure a lot of you guys do know, but Resident Evil kind of low key blew up majorly with RE7, like huge, giant. It became this huge, like monster. I always felt like Resident Evil was always very popular in general, but like it's like a new level of popularity with RE7, and they have to kind of keep that going for the new people that showed up. That's why, like in the new Resident Evil mobile game that no one played, the main character just looks like Ethan. He's dressed like Ethan. Like they have to constantly keep it like familiar for those new people. And so they decided to make it for both of us, I guess, for like the OGs or the people that enjoyed, or maybe I'm thinking too deep into it. It might just be for the people that might have came in just during RE4. Maybe they want to please those people because RE4 might have been the first Resident Evil game that someone played, and then they play this, and then it plays like RE2 or RE7, and they're like, what the hell is this? So it could just be that, but I like to look at it and lie to myself and think that Capcom still loves me and put Leon in the game to make me happy. Even though I enjoy RE2 also with its slow pacing, but I understand. I see what they mean. The only thing that's about that, though, is that if they are making half of the game for the people that came in with RE4, do you think they're going to jive well with the race aspect of the game? Because that's not what they expect. So I have a feeling that like a lot of people that came in with just playing RE4 Remake might dislike half of the game. That's just an observation that I'm checking out, that I'm thinking about. Because it's pretty interesting that they're trying to make both of us happy, both sides of the people that enjoy these kinds of games. But I don't know. What do you guys think about it? I love to know what you got. I'd love to hear what you think about it. But that's how I think. Is I think that like they want to please half of the action people. They want to please half of the people that enjoy. I mean, the half that enjoy the horror and the puzzles and all that, because they kind of can't make it all one. Because I guess like with the puzzles and the horror would be too slow for your dude playing RE4. I guess I don't know.
方はというと
I want to see him
バイ
kick
オ
that
ホラー
lady
に
again.
代表されるような
Kia!
緊張感がすごい高いんですけどもそこまでその恐怖に特化してない
Kia again!
アクションも楽しめるサバイバルホラーレオンにふさわしい体験が作れてるんじゃないかなとは思ってて
Okay. All right. So we got our takedowns now. Look at that face. We got our takedowns now. So I was looking at this and trying to think of how the takedowns could work, and they could just be context, as in like if you're close to a wall, he'll just do it. I was also thinking like, well, that could be a little cheesy because then you could just sit by a wall and just insta kill every zombie, you know? So maybe there's a cooldown, or maybe if a zombie's health is low enough, you can execute him. I've noticed that there's also bullets in the thing up here. But you know what I mean? Because like when you have little things like that, people can be pretty cheesy, and I'm not talking that Gouda. Like they could be pretty cheesy.
アクションも楽しめるサバイバルホラーレオンにふさわしい体験が作れてるんじゃないかなとは思ってて
Squish.
グレースのホラーとそのレオンのアク
Grace
ショ
and
ン
horror,
2
Leon's
つこ
action.
う
Yeah.
並べて遊ぶことで、今までのバイオハザードではないすごく感情の揺れ幅が大きいゲームになってます
God damn.
バイオハザードって緊張と弛緩のその差っていうのが一つ面白さだと思ってるんですけどもすごく緊張して静かなペースで進むグレースのゲームプレイともう発散してダイナミックに激しいアクションをするそういうカタルシスなレオン大きな意味でその緊張と弛緩っていう役割としてパートを最適に配置する、こういう意図で構成してますね
Okay, and so we paused right at the perfect time. So it makes sense what he's saying is that like it feels nice to have like the very tense horror slow parts, and then you then like can release a little bit by being a badass and destroying everything in your way. Like it combines the feeling of like the helplessness of a horror game, and then you just being an unstoppable killable monster as Leon, like unstoppable, just running trains through these zombies' cheeks, you know?
っていう役割として
So I get
パート
what
を
he's
最
saying
適に
by
配
that.
置する、こういう意図で構成して
It
ま
makes
す
sense. One thing I noticed, and I mentioned this on stream, is that the shotgun shells are green. And I'm not a gun expert. Hold on, y'all trying to look down her dress, huh? Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Yeah, the shotgun shells are green. And someone told me on stream that usually the green shells mean that it's a slug. I don't know if that's true or not, but someone mentioned that. And that's interesting because I don't know much about guns, but usually the shotgun shells are red, you know? So that's interesting to see that they went with another color. It's the little things like that. One thing that I also noticed but didn't mention because I just remembered. We got antique coins back. So, what could that mean? What could that possibly mean? That could mean that we might have bird cages like RE7, or there is some sort of a shop that you trade in antique coins for. Because I'm not sure if we know of a merchant in this game. I remember seeing some like pictures of people like, oh, introducing the new merchant, but I didn't really believe it because it wasn't like official Capcom stuff because people just like to make shit up. So I didn't really believe it, but we do have antique coins. I'm guessing it could be one of two things. It could just be the bird cages, or it could be that like at the end of stages there's a shop and then you use the antique coins to trade in for like new weapons when you play the next stage. It could be something like that, or there flat out could just be a merchant. But it is interesting to see that the antique coins are back, which is funny because the antique coins were in that awful mobile game they made. But who cares? Stealth kills? That's crazy. Oh, one more thing I want to talk about before we go on. I know you're probably tired of it. Last video we talked about this bar here possibly being some sort of stamina bar, and I've watched this so many times to see if this bar changes depending on what's going on, and nothing really changes. So I think that this bar might just be your health sectioned off. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, say for example, you use a green herb, and a green herb gives you 2 blocks back. So if your health is here, it goes up 1, goes up 2. That's honestly how I see it. Maybe there's like abilities you can get or something that if your health is like 2 squares low, you do more damage. I have no clue. But it seems that this is not, it might just be a design choice to just section off your health.
緊張と弛緩っていう役
That's
割
the
と
only
し
thing I
て
can think of.
パートを最適に配置する、こういうところを
Pow.
構成してますね。
Booyah. Man, how you gonna have all that woman's gussy out like that?
レオンとグレース2人とも主人公なんですけど
Dual
も
protagonist.
ストーリーとしては基本的には一つストーリーの中でプレイヤーキャラがグレースになるパートがあってまたレオンがプレイするパートがあると、そういう構成になってますね。バイオ6の後のレオンの続きですけど
Oh man, they mentioned Resident Evil 6. That's crazy. Wow. The devil of Resident Evil, they mentioned it.
レ
That's
オン
crazy.
はレクイエムの段階でも DSO のエージェン
Working
ト
as
と
a
して
DSO
バイ
agent?
オハザードテロと世界のね戦い続けてるってことになってます。
It's like the Resident Evil
彼はたくさん
boogeyman,
の影響を受けて
RE6.
きたおそらく彼今回過去一追い詰められることになると思うんで、その辺も
We tell stories about that game around the campfire. A new breed of infected.
今回のゾンビは生前のその人の特徴っていうのを引き継いでいるゾンビがいます。例えばこの館の中で掃除係の人がいるんですけども、その人はゾンビになってもひたすらこう屋敷をきれいにしようとね掃除を続けてるんですよ。このようにいろんなこう生前の行動に執着するゾンビがいて、ゲームでは彼らの行動を観察して、うまくかわすのに利用したり倒すのに使うと、こういったことができるようになってます。
Interesting. Okay, so he's pretty much saying, you know, if you read it, they're kind of doing that like Dawn of the Dead kind of thing, where like the zombies still like low key have a little bit of like their personality, from back before they turned into a Zambino. And he's saying that like you can use that to your advantage to sneak around them. Like there's a zombie that's like a butcher or a cook, and he's getting his cook on, and while he's busy cooking, you can just sneak around him, or you can sneak up behind him and whoop his ass, like whatever you decide. Then he talks about the custodian, which is a fancy word for janitor, but it more looks like a maid. But still, she's gonna be cleaning, and you can just, I guess, take advantage of that. I find it kind of crazy that they can talk, though. Who's this one, though? Just homeless lady? And then this dude's job was turning the lights on and off. I guess. The light switch man. Leon and Grace, 2 styles of gameplay. Alright, it's time to get juicy, boys.
I think I want a second opinion.
Oh, hell yeah.
圧倒的な緊張感のある戦闘 RE4 から進化したサバイバルアクションになっています。
Booyah. So this is when we're talking about that execution, and I was keeping an eye on that bar, but doesn't look like it. No, I don't know. Just the way you do it.
斧を装備しており、それによるパリができます。
He can sharpen now his axe. So the funny thing is when his face, dude, this fucking zombie's face, man. So someone mentioned when we were streaming this that made me laugh pretty hard. Is somebody was like, man, I don't really like that Leon uses an axe because it just gives me just mad serial killer vibes. And I thought that shit was so funny, man. Because it is kind of weird him walking around with his axe just hacking motherfuckers up. But let's talk about the sharpening. Let's talk about the sharpening. Now, when I first saw this, I thought that maybe, like, I thought like maybe the sharpening would be a resource that you use to sharpen your axe. But from the gameplay we've seen, he actually uses the axe quite a lot. You would be nerfed pretty good if you didn't have the axe. I have a feeling that the sharpening of the axe is just a way to slow you down from being mega cheesy, because the axe is kind of, I wouldn't say it's OP, but it's you use it a lot. Like, you'd be hacking dudes in the back of the head. You can counter chainsaws. But like, what would be the point of you even attempting to fight if you could just stand there and counter every chainsaw to knock him back and shoot him? So they had to nerf it a bit by making it breakable and you sharpen it. But like, I don't know. Let me ask you guys, do you think that the whetstones are going to be, do you think they're going to be like limited? I don't think they're going to be limited. I think it's just a way for you to like to slow down your parrying or whatever. But
シューティングっていうのが中心になってくるので、
Now that's pretty crazy. So here's another thing I noticed that I wanted to point out is how he parries. That's so funny looking. This zombie. He pretty much parries this zombie into an insta-kill because he hits him right before he attacks and it cancels his animation into an execution. Unless he just did the execution right when he was attacking. That's also possible. That could be a thing. But it makes me think, like, how does the executions work? Do they work when their health is low? Like, does it depend on how much damage? Like, a killing blow is an execution, right? Like, that would make sense, right? Like, if you're gonna shoot a zombie and he's gonna die, period. He's over. He's done. He's donezo. You can do some cool execution with the attack. You know, it still takes the bullet as if you shot him. So I feel like maybe since he pulls the Magnum out, he has a bigger threshold on the kill. Or maybe you could just insta-kill with the Magnum regardless, because the Magnum is a one-hit kill anyway. Ooh, man, that shit froze. What the hell? Why I keep freezing? Is it the 4K? This isn't 4K. Oh, it's on auto. Let's put it in 1440p. It's tripping, dog. Why is it freezing? I want to see him shoot that guy in his knees. Bop. He's like, let me finish this plate. Like, he kick her in the back and then end it with the axe. One thing I've noticed about the axe is that you don't lose durability when you actually use it. I can't remember in Remake 4, you don't really... I don't think you lose... You only really use health on your knife when you do unperfect parries. Unperfect. When you do unperfect parries and block stuff. But I can't remember if you use the knife, does it wear down? I can't remember. Oh shit, hold on. Shit, what bullets in there? Yeah, handgun ammo 4. Okay. Yeah, see, and then that defensive move took health from the axe. Okay, sure. You remember before when I mentioned that the zombies get a little boneless and they get a little droopy because you're probably going to get overwhelmed a lot? That's a really cool way to stop the player from getting gangbang. Because one thing about video games that a lot of people don't notice is usually when games are designed, they don't design them to beat the shit out of you, because that's not fun. So that's why they have stuff like, if you played RE2 Remake, if you're in a group of zombies, if they don't tag team you and grab you a bunch of times, usually after you get bit, the zombies kind of de-aggro and stand around for a bit to give the player enough time to get away. I think I mentioned this in the previous video about Requiem, is that a lot of the zombies stumble a lot, so when you shoot them, they bump into other zombies, which kind of... It's like a good way, it's a nice way to, like, have it to where you don't get jumped, but it doesn't feel like they're just kind of standing around, even though low-key they kind of are, because old girl's still just kind of, she just vibing, she's there. And the zombie with the face, yeah, they get a little droopy doopy. They kind of stumble a lot, but I think that's a kind of cool way to do it. That's pretty cool. Scarce ammo and terrifying enemies, yay.
その中をもう恐る恐る考えながら動くっていうのは面白さだと思ってるんですけども、グレースでは敵を倒すべきか逃げるのか、そこの判断も非常に重要になってきています。なので、レクイエムではそのためのさまざまな手段を用意しています。それほど重火器いっぱい出てくるわけではないんですけども、一つこう象徴的な武器としてレクイエムっていうそのままタイトルを名を冠した武器が出てきます。この大口径の武器は弾数ほどないんですけど、ここぞという時にグレースを救ってくれる頼りになる武器になってます。
God damn.
実はクラフト要素も少しひねりを入れてまして、その安保をするためには感染したゾンビの血が必要になります。
Okay, so you can pick up dudes' juices.
つまり敵を倒すのにもまた意味があると。
All right, let's look at this menu. Let's examine this menu. First of all, Xbox. I'm playing on Xbox. We're playing on PC. Escape the care center. Unlock the door in the central hall. Find and place the quartz. 0 out of 3. Take the child to the puzzle box. So that gives you an idea that she's going to be kind of, having things to do besides rip asses. Ammo and health, 6 out of 6, and then she's fine. She has gun parts or whatever. Pistol, Requiem, ammo, and that's her juicer, and then a green herb. Okay, so she can craft handgun ammo with 40 juices and 1 scrap? Juices to make ammo? Juices? Makeshift knife. I guess that's what you use if you get grabbed. You can stab a dude to get him off you. But it says craftable items on hand. Okay, all right, okay. You can craft scrap. Whatever. Okay, handgun cartridges are suitable for self-loading, favorite for their flat trajectory and moderate recoil. But what does the juices have to do with, like, are the juices explosive? We have, what is it, Hemolytic injector, a special DURG that destroys infected blood cells, prevents corpses from mutating, and can be used to stealthily take out enemies. Now, here's a little discussion we need to have, ladies and gentle thugs. Prevents corpses from mutating. When I first read this, I thought it was just flavor text. Flavor text as in it goes, oh, you could use it to stop, like, dead bodies from turning into zombies, from mutating and turning into zombies, right? That's what I thought at first, until someone mentioned that it could be a hint at, like, it could be a hint at, like, Crimson Heads. Or a Crimson Head style enemy, where if you down someone, they could get back up, mutated, stronger. I don't think they show anything in this trailer, anything like that, but it's a possibility with that right there. It prevents corpses from mutating. But I don't know, it could be one of those two things. What do you guys think? Do you think that the enemies, because they're saying how this is supposed to be scarier when you're playing as Grace, so it would make sense to have the enemies get back up and be shittier. And this could be in place of the lighter in RE1 Remake, where you would get rid of the zombies so Crimson Heads wouldn't exist. But yeah, prevents corpses from mutating and can be used to stealthily take out enemies. So yeah, that right there prevents corpses from mutating. Is I'm wondering about that. Scraps and 60 of the juices. Yo, that zombie doo-doo on himself. You see that? That zombie got doo-doo stains. He got doo-doo stains. Whoa.
That's too effective.
Too effective? His ass blew up. So another thing I noticed about this is that they show all of Grace's parts in first person, which I'm not playing this game in first person, by the way. Sorry to the 1 or 2 people that are upset about that, but I don't like first person Resident Evil. I do find it quite interesting that when you do things in first person, it cuts out to a third person camera to see you do it. And I'm sure they do that because you wrestling this zombie to stab him with all her head like jiggling around like that, you'd probably want to fucking throw up. Oh man, I gotta throw up. That boy exploded.
That's too effective.
So the thing down there, that looks like the blood thing that he had in his hand. But I wonder if you can sop some of that up and make some more explosive juices.
A variety of gameplay options have also been added to this title.
Hell
Players
yeah.
can switch between 2 camera perspectives.
Hell yeah. I don't know about Leon playing in first person. That might be pretty interesting.
At any time
in a funny
during
kind of
the
way.
game. Multiple difficulties are also available. New players can enjoy casual mode and use aim assist to take down zombies with more ease.
Hell yeah. I don't like aiming. Hell yeah.
But if you choose standard classic, ink ribbons will be needed to save the game when playing as Grace.
Okay, let's have a talk about this. You remember when games used to be easy, normal, hard? Remember those were the 3 options you have? Now it's regular, easier regular, and then really easy. And it's interesting how life has evolved in that direction. But I don't get that's fucking stupid. So there's standard, okay, so when they say standard modern, let's see what a balanced experience of suspense and accomplishment at the standard difficulty found among modern Resident Evil games. Do they mean modern, like starting from 7? This game mode can be changed to casual on the game over screen. That's if it's too hard. If it's too difficult for you, you can put it down to casual. I assume when they say modern, they mean from RE7 to now, which their normal modes are just normal. But I find it weird that when you go to Classic, a traditional experience with a difficulty similar to classic Resident Evil games recommended for longtime fans of the series. Autosaves during Grace gameplay are limited, and ink ribbons are required to save. Is that it? So the way they word it says traditional experience with difficulty similar, but they only make sure to point out that it's just ink ribbons, and autosaves are limited. Is that it? That's what's hard? Is that the only difference between classic and modern? Is that there's ink ribbons? I don't know. Probably when you beat the game, you'll unlock a harder mode. Usually Resident Evils have a harder mode once you beat it once, which is cool, and I appreciate that. But it sounds like that's it. Just auto savings limited and ink ribbons are required. Traditional experience. Why can't they just put standard and then classic and then casual? Whatever. I don't know, man. It doesn't matter. Whatever. We're most likely going to play it on standard classic. It depends. It depends, because if it's just ink ribbons, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? Just ink ribbons? Is that it? And it's only ink ribbons during Grace's part, because Leon does not have ink ribbons. So, what's the point? I don't know. I don't see it. I don't know. What do you guys think? I want to know what you guys think. I mean, they make it sound traditional experience with difficulty similar to classic Resident Evil games. Classic Resident Evil games weren't even that hard. I guess your average person would consider them hard. Navigating is hard. I don't know, man. I'm thinking too hard into this. Just from what they tell us, it seems like it's just the ink ribbons is the only difference, which is just stupid. It doesn't matter.
Classic.
Silly.
Ink ribbons will be needed to save the game when playing as Grace.
Silly. Okay. I mean, I guess, whatever.
This mode is recommended for those who enjoy a tense atmosphere.
That's the tense part, is you're limited on saves. Ooh, spooky. Oh, you guys ready for that special collaboration with Porsche? I know all you millionaires out there love that Porsche. Crazy. That Turbo GT, the Caliente GT.
Resident Evil and Porsche are two very iconic brands with so much heritage. It's one of those collaborations you're always dreaming of as a gaming fan.
It really isn't.
Collaborations like this obviously don't spawn
It's really
out of nowhere.
not, to be
For his
honest.
adventures, Leon needed a car which represents his style, but also delivers when it comes to navigating him through, all of those dangerous moments.
I want to look at that.
But
I
also
want to look at that dashboard.
when it comes to navigating him through.
How much gas he got? Sports Plus, vehicle. Got his PSI on there and his battery, 12.9 volts. Man, that boy get 233 miles per gallon. No, that's on the full tank. 233 miles. That shit's crazy.
Through, all of those dangerous moments he experiences in the game. What I really admire about the custom Resident Evil Cayenne Turbo GT is how the team stayed true to its characteristics by still ensuring it feels authentic in this world. It took a lot of expertise from different departments at Porsche and complex
I don't know why I
3D
find this so
printing
funny,
to apply
man.
those customizations to the real car.
This is so funny.
It's going to look amazing in the game.
Totally.
今回もう一つ
Totally.
ハミルトンさんと、コラボさせていただきましてレオンとグレースそれ
You
ぞれの
gotta
キャラ
let
を
us know about
イ
the
メージを
designer.
した
That is a
ことを
nice
作
ass
ります
watch, but also those watches are like, I think Leon's is like 2,400 and hers is like 15. It's out of our budget, my budget, whatever. You might be rich, who knows? I'm not, so that's cool, I guess.
Two fantastic watch models which recreate those worn in
Cool.
the game in all the stunning details. The khaki field Autochrono and the Pan-Europe Automatic will be in limited edition, 2,000 pieces each, and will release alongside Resident Evil Requiem on February the 27th. Please stay tuned.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking. I love expensive shit I can't afford. Hell yeah. As a Resident Evil fan, bro. They know
In
they're
addition to the base
they're
game.
speaking to me. That's it. I got so much money.
A deluxe edition featuring bonus content will also be available for purchase.
Okay. How do you guys feel about the deluxe edition? I don't really care, so that's just me. I want to know what with this audio pack and file. What do you mean files? Charms? Do you guys use screen filters when you play a game? I know a lot of games have them. I never touch them. They usually give me a headache. I don't mess with them. Weapon skins, costumes. It's pretty funny how Leon has 3 and Grace has 2, but her third one is locked behind a pre-order, so I guess. But we got his like Infinite Darkness costume, RE4. I don't know what this one is. Just regular, I guess. Then he's got the camo and the wings, the raccoon thing, and the DSO. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys fuck with the deluxe editions? Funny thing is, I think the only reason why I bought the deluxe edition of 2 was to replace the music. Not replace it, but I like the OG music, so I think that's the only reason why I ended up getting that version.
Featuring bonus content will also be available for purchase. Extra costumes for Grace and Leon.
Cool.
Weapon skins. And screen filters will be included in this edition. Those who pre-order will receive an Apocalypse costume for Grace.
You get the Apocalypse costume for Grace, where she got doo-doo smeared on her face. So the funny thing is, if you look up the pre-order information for this costume on Amazon, they have a whole section explaining to you that it does not come with that gun, and that gun is unlockable in the game. I saw that last night when I was looking into to see if they had a physical version of the deluxe edition, because I don't think they do. I think the deluxe edition might only be digital. I couldn't find a physical copy of the deluxe edition last night when I was looking, but I did, like I said, I did come across a huge paragraph talking about how that you don't get that gun and you have to unlock it in the game.
The order will receive an Apocalypse costume for Grace.
Cool. I guess, yeah, cool.
Along with the
cool,
platforms
awesome.
shown, the game will also be available on the cloud gaming service GeForce.
Hell yeah, I like playing cloud games and
this title
with
is
my
being
awful internet.
in collaboration with NVIDIA,
Super.
so a wide range of PC users can enjoy it.
It's such an honor to work on Resident Evil. The iconic series has been thrilling fans around the world for close to 30 years, and has continued to raise the bar for innovation.
Y'all mess with GeForce now?
Technology
I don't really mess with
every
like cloud
single
gaming.
release.
Usually it runs like
We've
shit.
been working closely with Capcom on Resident Evil Requiem, helping
Runs
shape
like
the
doo-doo.
future of the franchise with path tracing for realistic
Hell yeah,
graphics,
RTX on, man.
and
I love my
AI-powered
crispy
NVIDIA
16
DLSS
FPS.
4
Hell yeah.
with multi-frame generation for incredibly fast performance. DLSS also makes Resident Evil Requiem more accessible across a wide range of PCs, extending the nightmare to more gamers. And with GeForce Now, gamers can experience Resident Evil Requiem at launch with the cutting-edge graphics and performance on nearly any device, streaming from powerful GeForce RTX servers in the cloud. I can't wait to unlock the mysteries of Raccoon City once again.
Really?
Not only that, 1/6 scale figures of our 2 protagonists
Oh boy, oh buddy.
will also be available for purchase. Grace scale figures of our 2 protagonists will also be available for purchase. Grace and Leon's figures can be displayed
man,
separately
that's so funny.
or together as a set.
I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. These low-key look like ass, and they look terrible. I already saw the pre-orders went up. They're like 180 each too. I think it's funny that they gave Leon like his stubble on his face, but they can't paint it because it'll just look like he was just eating chocolate or somebody's ass. Oh my god, that shit looks so bad. Oh man. I remember somebody mentioning like, yo, why they make the statues look like the Switch graphics?
or together as a set. And if you line them up with previous figures, both figures are scheduled for release this fall. An original design
This
Nintendo
controller also
Switch
looks
2
pretty
Pro
awful
controller.
too. Resident Evil. I like how of anything they could have put on that controller, let's put the newspaper. Can you even make it like a different color? They could, if it's Requiem, they could have fucking done anything, man. This looks awful. I guess. They could at least made it like the color scheme of the pistol, the Requiem pistol. Just make it a silver controller and put like the fucking the
will be released
Logo
on
on
the
it. I
same
don't know,
day
man.
as the game.
That looks awful.
And as a series first, Amiibo will also be available. Please look forward to more information.
Super. I want to see the quality
On
of those.
Resident Evil Requiem launch day, the gold editions of both Resident Evil Village and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, including all downloadable content, will be released on the Nintendo Switch 2.
Cool.
We'll also be celebrating 30 years of the series with special concerts. Relive the series' greatest moments with breathtaking orchestral performances. The first ticket lottery is open right now to Resident Evil ambassadors. Concerts are planned for not just Japan, but North America and Europe. More information on these will be released later.
What is Epis?
これもねまだお伝えしてるんですけど、実はレオンにはある秘密があって、そことも関わってくる要素だったり、
Oh, yeah,
まだお伝えしてるんですけど、
close up of
実はレ
Leon's-
オンにはある秘密があって、
His
そこと
neck juice getting. I got my goat looking so old, man. Goddamn. I got his neck juices. The secret related to Epis.
も関わってくる要素だったり、グレースのお母さんアリスタが殺された、そこにも関わる非常に重要なものになっているので、この辺のねその謎を
So we hope you'll play and try to unravel the mystery.
バイオハザードレクイエムまだまだ言いたいこと本当にキリがないんで、発売まで引き続き注目していただければと思います。
Cool.
Why did you kidnap me?
Kidnap you? I liberated you.
I think I want a second opinion.
What is happening here?
I think it was that Shiv we were talking about earlier. Oh, another pursuer? Oh shit, that looked like the baby from 7. Like the face? Y'all know. Google it. Look up the baby from 7. Not 7, 8. My bad. Wrong game. 8. The baby from 8. Remember the baby from 8? The goo goo gaga with the big ass lips? So she's just gonna have I don't know. That looks like Grace might have like just a bunch of I have a feeling how Grace's game is going to work is, like Resident Evil games are kind of split into stages, as I like to call them. Like RE2 has, you start off in the city, that's stage 1. Then you're in RPD. Then you're in the sewers. Then don't you go back to RPD for a bit? And then you go to the lab and then the game's over. Those are different stages, right? I feel like her stages are going to be different sections of that like hotel that you're trapped in. And each section's going to have its own pursuer, which I don't know about you guys, but that's like one of my least favorite things about Resident Evil in general is the pursuers. I don't like them. So I wonder if you guys like them. Do you guys like pursuers? Because I personally don't. But I guess they're here to stay because they keep bringing them back. But in this new trailer, it shows that she has another pursuer because we've only ever seen the one big tall one that hangs out in the, that's chilling in the shadows. We've only ever seen that pursuer. I don't know how your lips can look crusty and juicy at the same time. That's insane. How you look wet and dry.
What is happening here?
I'll keep our friends busy.
Interesting. All right. Well, ladies and gentle thugs,
トマホークという
Leon has a hatchet
No,
giving off them serial killer vibes.
しており、それによるパリ
That was pretty funny. That zombie has like the best facial expressions though.
で、さらに洗練されたガンプレイっていうところに
Oh, did his arm fall off?
中心になってくるので、さらに洗練
No,
さ
he
れ
just
たガ
went
ンプレイっていう
boneless.
ところにも力を入れてますね。また
I think it'll be fun. I'm pretty hyped. I'm excited. Like so at first, I think I already told you before, like when they were showing all the stuff with like Grace, I was like, man, this shit's gonna be whack. It's gonna be like RE7, and I don't even really like RE7 all that much. I think RE7 is okay, but Resident Evil should never be just okay to me because it's one of my all-time favorites. It's got to be goated. It's got to be the greatest. And I didn't really. I thought 7 was just all right. But then they started saying that it's got a little bit of with Grace. It's a little bit of 7 and 2 with the slowness of RE2 remake, because RE2 remake is pretty slow of a video game. By slow, we mean you just kind of navigate the area very slowly because you could turn a corner and get your whole ass cachusiate. And so them showing that Grace actually has some kind of combat, but it looks like they're going to be leaning heavily into stealth. But then they give you this big motherfucker right here just in case you don't want to deal with anything. You just walk in and just line them up. Booyah. So it's nice that like she actually has some kind of combat, because he was also mentioning earlier, which I think is here, is how like, okay, they have this new juice system, right? And you can use that to stealth kill zombies and get more juices, but you have to decide if the zombies are worth killing to get said juice. I want to know what she could have picked up right here. Is that a knife? Like, what could she have grabbed right there? So that's interesting. They're saying that like they give you many options. Now, when he mentions that they give you many options, I'm assuming they don't mean that I could just run in here with my pistol and just shoot everybody. You obviously can't do that. You don't have enough ammo. But at least they give you some sort of option so that you're not completely useless and running around like a bitch, which is what I don't like. So at least you could do something. I don't know. As they show us a bit more, I'm getting a little bit more, I'm feeling a little more easier on it, because like at first when I saw it, I was not down the clown, to be honest. I was like, man, this is what we're doing now, dude. This is what we're doing. Like, I enjoy both sides of Resident Evil. I enjoy the over-the-top action. I enjoy the slower, like, stuff. Like, my all-time favorite Resident Evil is Resident Evil 2. The original one. That's probably my all-time favorite game, period. But that's my all-time favorite Resident Evil game. And, like, that game is not super actiony. It's very slow. And then Remake 2 is also pretty slow, too. So... a lot of people assume, I remember one time, like, last year I made, like, my RE, like, tier list. Somebody got really mad that I said I didn't like Code Veronica, and they called me a tourist and said that I fucked up Resident Evil because I came in with RE4. That's so funny. Even on the same video, before that, I talk about RE2 being my favorite and, RE1 being the first game I ever played. Director's Cut, the greatest hits version of Director's Cut was the first Resident Evil game I ever played. But yeah, I'm just one of those dudes that came in with RE4 and just brain dead action, totally. Yeah, that's me. Fucking idiot. But whatever. People make me laugh. I like both. I enjoy both. I think they're really cool. It's just, I just don't like the whole helpless aspect of horror games in general. I don't find that enjoyable or fun or entertaining. And that's what it was looking like at first. That's what it was looking like. But now that they're showing us that there are things we can do besides just be afraid, and it gets me a little more excited to blow some zombies up with their juices and being stealthy. That good old-fashioned rat gameplay. So, and then if you want to bust it down, you could bust it down with the big-ass revolver. So, yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. You guys hyped for Requiem? You know damn well I am. You know I am. And we're still going to be playing some more Resident Evil stuff leading up to Requiem. I got some stuff planned. We'll jump right on it. We'll definitely be playing, this when it comes out. I'm pretty excited now. I'm glad that they're giving us more information, because sitting on that, like, that bare minimum shit was not sexy. What do you guys think about the Hamilton, though? You got an extra 2,400 laying in your pocket to buy Leon's watch? Huh? What? What are you, a brokey? What are you, like, what are you, broke? What about this thing, though? This is a deluxe edition. I don't know, man. It doesn't really have anything in it that I really care about. I don't know. I'm sure there'll be costumes in-game that you can get, like, normally, right? Because, like, RE4 had a couple, didn't they? No, they didn't. They only had, the, like, OG costume, didn't they? In RE4, the only unlockable costume you had was, well, you had the different hats and stuff and the glasses. I guess that counts. But the zoot suit, right? I think that's the only thing you had unlocked. Gangster Leon? I think that was the only unlockable costume in that game. But whatever, doesn't matter. All right, well, thank you guys for chilling. I appreciate all of you. I actually have to pee super bad. I've been holding it since like 7 minutes into this bad boy, so I gotta go. But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling with me. Let me know what you guys think about Resident Evil Requiem. Let me know if you're excited. If you're getting it, what are you getting it on? You're going to get it on Steam? You're going to buy it on the Switch too? You're going to play on GeForce Now like a psychopath? Like, what are you going to do? What are you guys going to do? Let me know what you got. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know what you think. Point them if there was something I missed that you saw, point it out, and then we could talk about it. I love to discuss things with you guys. It's a lot of fun. But I hope you all have a beautiful morning, a great day, an awesome afternoon, and an amazing night. If it is your birthday, you dastardly devil, happy birthday to you. And if it is your birthday, you gorgeous gal, happy birthday to you too. And I'll see you guys next time with some more whatever the hell we got going on. Bye. Bye. Homie smooches.